Good day, everyone. My name is Daniel, and I am joined by Rishabh, Harsh, and Krishna. And today, our group will be discussing the ethical issues faced by Zara. We're analyzing the leadership style of the company's CEO, Pablo Isla, and the impact that ethical issues has had on the company. Zara is a global fashion brand belonging to Inditex Group of companies. It operates in 59 countries and has over 2,500 stores worldwide. The company has gained reputation for its fast fashion approach, which entails quick production and distribution of fresh fashion ideas to the demands of consumers. Now I'll be handing over to Krishna, who'll be taking on the ethical issues.
Hello, my name is Krishna. Today I'm gonna discuss about what type of ethical issues occurs in business. What I think ethical issue. Ethical issue is business in situation where a moral conflict arises and must be addressed. In other words, we can say that it is occasion where a moral standard is questioned. Ethical issue occur when a given decision, scenario or activity creates a conflict with a society's moral principles. Both individuals and businesses can be involved in these conflicts since any of their activities might be put to question from an ethical standpoint. These conflicts are sometimes legally dangerous. Ethical issues can be divided into three categories: personal, professional, and social. We have to see what kind of ethical issue can rise in business. For instance, unethical leadership, unethical accounting, discrimination and harassment, health and safety, technology and privacy practice, whistleblowing or social media rants, nepotism and favoritism, corporate espionage and non disclosure, environmental responsibility are the most type of ethical issues we can most type of ethical issues in the workplace. Here we have to highlight the most prominent ethical issues by faced by Zara. The Zara suppliers labor practices in developing countries, particularly Bangladesh. Over 1,100 employees died in the Rana Plaza factory in Bangladesh, collapsed in 2013, including some who were producing clothing for Zara. The incident drew attention to the poor working conditions and safety standards in Zara's supply factories. Despite of all of this success, Zara has faced several ethical human rights issues related to its supply chain. They have been acu- uh, accused of operating sweatshops, violating labor rights, and perhaps the most notable case is horrific building collapse that happened in Bangladesh, which was a key supply of the center of Zara. Now let's move on the next slide, which is about leadership style. A leadership style is leaders' method of providing direction, implementing plans, and motivating people. These are several popular style of leadership which are autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, and transformational and transactional. The leader we have chosen, Pablo Isla, was CEO of Inditex, who has been leading the company since 2011 to 2022. Coming to the leadership style, Pablo Isla is known for his transformational leadership style. He was focused on creating a culture of innovation sustainability within the company. Isla was also known for his focus on transparency and accountability in the supply chain, as well as in commitment to improving working conditions and safety standards in the company's suppliers' factories. My team member Hers will now take on the analyze the impact of leadership style Pablo Isla on the organization.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Harsh. So, as being said by my colleague earlier, the Pablo Isla's leadership style is basically is mostly transformational leadership. So, what is transformational leadership is? Transformational leadership suggests that effective leaders inspire and motivates their followers to achieve their full potential. Isla's leadership style embodies many of the key characteristics of transformational leadership. For example, he is known for his emphasis on innovation and creativity. He encourages his team to take risk and think outside of the box. He is also a strong communicator and has a clear vision of the company's future. Additionally, he is committed to ethical business practices and sustainable growth, which inspire his team and customers to support the company. Coming to the next slide, which is the leadership style analyzed with relevant theoretical frameworks. So his leadership style fits to both situational leadership theory and the path goal theory. So the situational leadership theory suggests that there is no one size fits all to leadership, and leaders should adapt their leadership style to suit the situation at hand. This theory identifies four leadership styles based on their level of direction and support required by their followers. So first is directing, second is coaching, third is supporting, and the fourth one is the delegating. So Pablo's last style appears to be a mix of coaching and supporting. He is known for his hands-on approach and takes a keen interest in mentoring and developing his team. He is also a highly supportive of his employees, and his leadership styles fosters a culture of teamwork and collaboration. And coming to the next leadership theory, which is the path goal theory. The path goal theory says that a leader's main job is to clear the path for their subordinates to achieve their goals. This theory identifies four types of leadership as well, leadership behaviors basically that can help achieve this goal. The first one is directive, second is supportive, third is participative, and the fourth is achievement oriented. So Pablo's Isla's leadership style aligns with the supportive and achievement oriented behaviors. He sets his standards very high for his team and provides them with the necessary resources and support them to achieve their goals. He is also highly approachable guy. He has an open door policy and encourages his team to share their ideas and opinions. So we can conclude that Pablo's leadership style is basically a mix of coaching, supporting, and achievement-oriented behaviors. He adapts his leadership style to suit the situation at hand and focuses on providing his team with the necessary resources to achieve their goals, their personal and professional goals. So that's it from my side. Now, Rishabh, you can take over.
Thank you, Harsh. Hello, everyone. My name is Rishabh Garg. I want to talk about a topic that has become increasingly important these days in the business world, that is ethical and corporate social responsibility. The fashion industry is known for being the largest employer in the world, but unfortunately, it is also notorious for its poor working conditions and exploitation of workers. In 2013, world was shocked when Rana Plaza factory collapsed in Bangladesh. This tragic incident brought to light the poor working conditions, safety standards in the factories that supply popular fashion brands, including Zara. As a result of this incident, Zara supply chain practices and corporate social responsibility were rigorously investigated by regulatory institutions and public as well. Zara was accused of failing to take adequate safety precautions and exploiting workers. The company was also chastised for failing to accept full responsibility of the incident. It is essential for companies to recognize their responsibilities and obligations to society. Ethical and CSR issues are not just a matter of reputation, but also a matter of morality. Consumers today are more informed and conscious than ever before, and they demand accountability and transparency from the companies they support. Zara, like many other fashion companies, must take steps to improve its ethical and CSR practices. This includes ensuring safe working conditions for all the workers, paying fair wages, and protecting the environment. As consumers, we have the power to make difference. By supporting companies that prioritize ethical and CSR practices, we can create a more sustainable and just world. As businesses, it is our responsibility to ensure that our practices align with our values and our commitment to society. To summarize, the ethical and CSR issues are not just a matter of compliance, but a matter of conscience. It is essentially responsible for companies to recognize their responsibilities and take steps to improve their practices. As consumers, we can demand the companies we support to make a difference in creating a better world. I would like to discuss how Inditex, the parent company of Zara, responded to ethical and CSR issues brought to light by Rana Plaza factory collapse in Bangladesh in 2013. Inditex recognized the need for action and took a series of measures to improve working conditions and safety standards in their supplier factories. They signed the Bangladesh Accord on Fire and Building Safety, a legally binding agreement between brands and trade unions aimed at improving safety in the garment industry in Bangladesh. This was a significant step towards the safety and well-being of workers in the supply chain. Furthermore, they established a program to inspect all of their factories. The program includes regular inspections, follow-ups, and training for suppliers on safety. This approach ensures the suppliers are held accountable for their working conditions and that they continually strive to improve the practices. ISLA in particular emphasized the importance of transparency and sustainability in the company's operations, as discussed by my team member Harsh. They recognize the fashion industry as a significant impact on society and environment, and they took steps to ensure that their practices aligned with their values. As we all know, CSR programs are essential in today's business landscape. They help companies contribute positively towards the society and environment while also making a difference in the lives of individuals and communities. I would like to draw your attention towards the activities undertaken by Zara under Pablo Isla in their CSR program. Especially, I want to highlight two initiatives that have made significant effect. First, the Workers at Center program, which ran from 2019 and to 2022, as given in the slide. This program benefited 1,790 suppliers, 8,756 manufacturers, and 1.3 million people. Zara's program focused on protection of labor rights in production, worker participation, living wages, gender diversity and inclusion, occupational safety and health, social protection, and more. By prioritizing these areas, Zara has set a high standard for other companies to follow. Secondly, Zara has made a substantial investment in programs that are social, amounting to 63 million euros. The investment has positively impacted the lives of 2 million people. The social programs included education, healthcare, and the development of local communities. By investing in these, Zara is making a difference in the lives of individuals and communities in need. These initiatives demonstrate Zara's commitment to making a positive impact on society and the environment. Under Pablo Isla's leadership, it is clear that Zara is not only committed to producing high-quality products, but also making a difference in the world. I hope this detail has shed some light on work being done by Zara in their CSR program under Pablo's leadership. Pablo's response to ethical and CSR issues faced by Zara is a great example of how companies can take action and make positive impact on the society. However, there is a scope for improvement always when we are talking about CSR. Which brings us to the next slide. The recommendations for improving the standards of leadership and management in Zara and Inditex are critical to ensure sustainable and ethical business. Let's explore these recommendations in detail. Firstly, prioritizing transparency and accountability in the supply chain is essential. This can be achieved by regularly auditing supplier factories and publicly reporting their findings. By doing so, Zara and Inditex can identify unethical practices and take necessary actions to address them. It can also help build trust and confidence among stakeholders, including consumers, suppliers, and investors. Secondly, collaboration with stakeholders, including suppliers, workers, and local communities, can lead to improved working conditions and safety standards. By involving stakeholders in decision-making and implementing their feedback, Zara and Inditex can create sustainable and social responsible supply chain. It can also improve the brand image of the company and create a competitive advantage for the firm. Thirdly, establishing a code of conduct for suppliers that are providing training and also providing trainings to suppliers and their workers. These standards can ensure that ethical and sustainable practices are followed in supply chain. It can also promote a culture of compliance and ethical behavior among suppliers and workers. Lastly, exploring alternatives to outsourcing, such as in-house production or local sourcing, can give Zara and Inditex more control over the working conditions and safety standards in the supply chain. It can also reduce the risk associated with outsourcing, such as supply chain disruption, reputational damage, and legal liabilities. To conclude, implementing these recommendations can improve the standards of leadership in management and Zara and Inditex and promote sustainable and ethical business practices. These recommendations align with the relevant theory frameworks, including stakeholder theory, ethical leadership, and triple bottom line framework, and can create a long-term value for stakeholders. The recommendation align with several theory frameworks such as stakeholder theory, ethical leadership, and sustainable business practices. Stakeholder theory emphasizes the importance of considering the interest of stakeholders, including suppliers and workers in business decisions. Prioritizing transparency and accountability in supply chain, collaborating with stakeholders to improve working conditions and safety standards aligns with this theory. Ethical leadership requires leaders to behave in an ethical and responsible manner, which includes conducting regular audits and public reporting. This recommendation aligns with principles of ethical leadership as outlined by Brown and Trevino. Sustainable business practices aim to meet the needs of sustainable business practices aim to meet the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Improving work conditions and safety standards in supply factories contribute to sustainable development committees, as outlined by Ellington. Overall, these recommendations align with well-established theories and thus should be applied by every company, not only Zara, but Zara has definitely set a standard. But may have looked over a few developments in the developing countries, but yes, there is a good development. And now I would hand over the stage to Daniel.
Thank you, Rishabh. Now that we have covered the main points, let's summarize the key takeaways from this presentation. Number one, ethical leadership, sustainability, and stakeholder engagement are crucial in the successful management of ethical issues in the global supply chain. Number two, leaders must prioritize transparency and accountability as it is essential in aligning business practices with values and stakeholder interests. And then number three, leaders must consider the impact of their actions on all stakeholders and not just shareholders to promote ethical decision making. Number four, collaborating with stakeholders to improve working conditions and safety standards in supplier factories can contribute to sustainable development in communities. I would like to end with a famous quote from Simon Sinek that says, "Leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge." Thank you.
Thank you.